Every year since 1982, AICC, with the sponsorship of Paperboard Packaging, adds an individual to the list of the independent corrugated industry's leaders most deserving of recognition. Hall of Fame members have succeeded not just in business, but also in their communities, in their family life, and in their service to fellow AICC members. So tonight, October 2nd, 2012, we are proud to induct James M. Davis into the AICC Paperboard Packaging Hall of Fame. Coming from a strong Midwest background, a young Jim Davis turned down the chance to join his father-in-law's box business in Iowa and instead followed his wife Jane to Denver to work as a school teacher. But shortly after starting a family, Jim realized he wanted more for them than a teacher's salary could provide. So Jim took up another form of teaching, that of teaching customers why they should buy boxes from him at Horner Waldorf, based in St. Paul, Minnesota. As he commuted weekly, his young family grew in Denver. At Horner Waldorf, it wasn't long before he worked his way up from salesman to sales manager. After a succession of subsequent purchases of the company, Jim had to choose between being a small cog in bigger and bigger enterprises or exploring the idea of going out on his own. In 1981, Jim Davis approached the DeLine family for backing of his own small sheet plant. Instead, the DeLines offered to sell him a partial ownership interest and make him part of their growing company.
When Jim joined our company, he took over the sales management position, and between he and my dad, they grew the company more than I think either one of them imagined.
With Jim driving sales, DeLine Box and Display thrived, and his stake in the company grew to a 49% ownership. In the late 90s, Jim was ready to start a new chapter in his life. So after selling most of his stock in DeLine Box back to the company, he opened Packaging Express, a small sheet plant in nearby Colorado Springs. Packaging Express works closely with DeLine Box and its customers.
What sets Jim apart, as I've known him over the years, is simply his can-do attitude. He just won't take no for an answer. There's always a way we can do something, we can work something out. There's possibility in everything.
Within AICC, I see men from a certain business perspective. I see how they work in an association which has as its goal the betterment of an entire industry. That's where I thought Jim actually sparkled.
Jim is a teacher. That's his background. And you could tell that what Jim's intent was to improve the professionalism of everyone in the corrugated industry. And he just did a fabulous job. And just the fact that he was trying to always raise the bar of professionalism in our industry.
I think Jim has that independent spirit, and he wants to do something different, and he wants to do it well. He wants to do things that others may not want to do.
He's very good at reading people and has given me invaluable advice about certain people. He leads by example, both physically, mentally, and spiritually. He always has fun and loves to live life to the fullest. He's a real people person. He takes a sincere interest in every person that he meets. That's what makes him a great sales leader.
Jim's service to the AICC membership has been exemplary. First, joining the board as the Regional Vice President for Region 2, the Rocky Mountain States. He chaired both the Innovations and Convention Content Committees. He progressed through the organization, and in the 1999-2000 term, Jim served what was then the position of President of AICC, presiding over the first Super Core Expo.
He changed the way we did meetings. Jim would not stand at the podium and read a script, which many of us did. He would actually take the mic, go out into the audience and ad-lib, and just did a superlative job, almost like he was a TV star.
We all say in our CEO group that Jim could have easily been a game show host and been up there with Trebek and Sajak.
In 1999, he represented AICC at the International Corrugated Case Association meeting in Bangkok, Thailand, and participated in one of our study group visits to China in 2007.
Family has always been very important in Jim's life. In fact, it's been preeminent. And he was always devoted to Jane and their sons. And when Jane passed away, it was a terrible loss for them and for Jim. But I think the strength of the man's character has shown through so dramatically even in that tragedy. And now he's met Jackie, and they're happy, and family is once again whole for Jim, and I think that says a lot about him and his character.
For his church and community, Jim is tireless and tenacious. Among other leadership activities, he sits on the National Board of the Fellowship of Catholic University Students and on the boards of Loras College of Dubuque, Iowa, and is a board member, supporter, and promoter of the Arupa Jesuit High School, a project which combines rigorous classroom achievements with one-day-a-week work experience in local businesses.
Jim is a very personable guy and sincere and very authentic. And I think those human qualities that he has of loyalty and of sincerity, to me, are his greatest attributes. Not even to mention his great skills as a business leader in the community. But first and foremost, I think it's his human qualities and his deep Catholic faith. I see him at a lot of different functions, whether it be for Catholic charities, serving the poor, the homeless. He's been involved in Catholic schools as well, and has been a great promoter of Catholic schools, both at the elementary level and at the high school level.
It's also been said that anytime there's a local fundraiser for a good cause, Jim Davis is a dependable donor, even when he's not one of the organizers.
Jim Davis has made a large contribution in the Catholic Leadership Institute, which is an organization which assists Catholic bishops and priests to be effective leaders. And with his experience as a leader himself in business, that's probably been his largest contribution, I would say.
Jim and I share the Catholic faith, and I think one of the greatest influences that my friendship with Jim has brought was just a renewed understanding of the faith, as seen through what he does, his community work, his charitable work, and the great generosity that he's shown.
Jim's personal touch has made a big impact on me, and I think of all the different parts of the corrugated industry, the people are what is the most important, and Jim has made that clear to me.
Jim was especially nice. That is, he had a certain calm, a sense of calm, and a sense of self-assurance, and a sense of being one who would help others.
No matter if you're a customer, a supplier, or an employee, he wants to get to know you, and he wants to break down barriers, and his ace in the hole is his sense of humor.
He has, I guess, what I would call an infectious optimism about him.
Business, community, family, and service. The characteristics we honor, and the reasons why James M. Davis is the newest member of the AICC Paperboard Packaging Hall of Fame.